call it poetry and emotion. More than 250 of the best arm wrestlers in Canada have come to the nation's capital for the 1992 Smirnoff Canadian Arm Wrestling Championships. From 10 provinces and 2 territories, right-handed, left-handed, men and women, they've come seeking titles in a sport that is growing in popularity every single day. Here's the president of the Canadian Arm Wrestling Federation, Fred Roy.
Well, I think we have to learn to walk before we run, and that's what we've been doing, working on very hard in the past few years. We would like to see Canada organized and have the sport recognized officially by the government, and we've broken down the walls for that. And also at the World Federation level, we'd like to be recognized as an amateur status to gain Olympic recognition before we jump to the pro ranks, as you may call it.
When we come back, we'll get arm wrestling. Norman Trepanier of Hamilton meets the grand old man of Canadian arm wrestling, 60-year-old Curly Jalbert, when we return to Ottawa. Welcome back to Ottawa. I'm Gord Miller along with Mike Haig at the Canadian Arm Wrestling Championships. On the left is Curly Jalbert, 60 years old from Regina, and his bout against Hamilton's Norman Trepanier.
And Curly's in good position here. He's got good hand control over Norman. Referee Fred Roy talking to the competitors.
Once again, the first competitor to force his opponent's arm through that string is the winner, and Curly Jalbert seems to have the advantage, Mike.
He's got his shoulder in behind it. He's in good position.
And there it is, the pin for Curly Jalbert. So 60-year-old Curly Jalbert has done it again, and reason to smile for the veteran of Canadian arm wrestling. He's the champion in the 110-pound category. Now we'll move to 121 pounds. On the left is Wes Jersky taking on Rick Bolton.
Okay, they're in a hook position now.
And Bolton is the winner as he took the early advantage there. Bolton is the winner in the 121-pound category. We'll move now to 132 pounds. Wayne Cassoan of Gardenton, Ontario against Luc Faubert of Ottawa. Faubert on the left, Cassoan on the right. And look at Cassoan getting himself ready for this one.
Two very fast competitors here.
And a lightning fast match as Cassoan wins the 132-pound category in what appeared to be the blink of an eye.
133 to 143.
Next up, 143 pounds. And once again, the wrestlers get themselves psyched. On the right, Silvio Bork of Moncton, New Brunswick. On the left, Perry Brome of New Germany, Nova Scotia.
Referee Fred Roy getting him fair and square at the start. And they're in a hook position. This is strength on strength. The strongest man will come out on top on this one.
And early on, it appears to be Perry Brome who has the advantage. Brome on the left.
And he's trying to roll him over there.
And Perry Brome is the winner in the 143-pound class. And we saw Perry Brome take the early advantage, and he finally puts his opponent away to take the Canadian Championship. Now, 154 pounds. Miles Wolko of Winnipeg against Denny Dubray of Montreal on the right.
Ready, go!
Both competitors electing to go for a top roll, and they slipped out, and we're going into the straps.
Now, this is mandatory now, so the two wrestlers will be strapped together. Anyone have a disadvantage here?
Not really, no. The hand grip is always important, as you can see. Denis is maintaining his hand control, and he takes him over.
Denny Dubray in the light blue with the victory as the two wrestlers were strapped together. He's the champion in the 154-pound category. And now, through the miracle of videotape, here's my analyst, Mike Haig, against Serge Usero of Saint Michel, Quebec.
Serge Usero is one of the probably strongest competitors in the 165-pound category. He gets in behind with his shoulder there, and he just goes through competitors like crazy.
Now, Mike, what were you trying to do here?
I was just trying to stop him from forcing my hand down by wrenching his wrist back out. And it works for a while.
How tired are you at this point?
Quite tired. We've had a long afternoon. Serge has rolled it over. And the slip in the losing position is an automatic loss, unfortunately.
Well, Mike, there's always next year, and that was a great bout. Serge Usero wins the 165-pound category. And we keep getting larger arm wrestlers. Now we go to the 176-pound class. And a couple of big guys. On the left is Pat Mastrangelo of Port Perry, Ontario, taking on Phil Stoppard of Barrie.
These two have already gone once, and they're in the straps. Phil is in the better position. He's got hand control. He's got him on his side of the table.
Very difficult to come back in this position. And Phil Stoppard keeps applying the pressure here in the 176-pound class. And he is the winner. Phil Stoppard is the Canadian champion. And now let's meet another perennial Canadian champion, Gary Goodridge.
Canada, no, I haven't lost in Canada. I guess maybe for the last 4 or 5 years, maybe a bit longer. But no, I haven't lost for quite a long time. Actually, when I first started out, it was basically just strength. And now that I've learned the techniques and the fine points that I needed to know, now it's just a reputation that I'm living off of now. I'm not training as much as I should, and much as I should be, as much a lot of the other guys are doing. But no, it's just reputation now.
And what a reputation Gary Goodridge has as he takes on Mike Gould. They've already slipped out. The strap has been applied, Mike.
Ready, go!
And here we go. Gary's got a good hand lock on him, and he's going to take him right over there.
Gary Goodridge, in the blink of an eye, is the champion in the 220-pound category.
199 to 220.
And what a Canadian champion Gary Goodridge is. We'll see him a little later on, wrestling left-handed. We'll move now to the 187-pound category. Randy Coderre against Pat Callan. Callan, last year's Canadian champion.
Ready, go!
Both competitors in quite tight, pretty close to the center of the table. Patrick Callan has a bit of an advantage. Regripping, trying to get better position.
Now what's he trying to do here, Mike?
He's trying to get more leverage on his opponent's arm so that he doesn't use as much strength.
It looks like they're both using up a lot of strength there, although Callan has time for a smile.
Coderre certainly not giving up.
Pat Callan, the defending Canadian champion.
Tries to roll him out. And he tucks back inside.
Tries him once, twice, and finally puts him away. What a match. Patrick Callan is the winner in the men's 187-pound category. A great bout with Randy Coderre. 198 pounds. The strap has been applied here as Steve Morneau of Gatineau takes on Garth Carlson of Port Perry. And that was a quick one. Carlson is the winner in the men's 198-pound category. You can't look away once the referee starts them because some of these matches will end very quickly. 242 pounds. Greg Boyes of Berks Falls, Ontario. Robert Vian of Richelieu.
Greg Boyes, 17 years old, has come a long way in a very short time. He's going against a seasoned competitor, Robert Vian. Very, very tight power pull here.
What are they using here? The forearm, the bicep? What's the most important thing?
They're using a combination of forearm strength, bicep.
And Vian is the winner. Strength against strength, and the 17-year-old Greg Boyes, I'm sure we'll hear from him again as he runs into a veteran in Robert Vian, the champion in the 242-pound class. Now the biggest of them all, 243 pounds plus, Ryan Hyatt of Ardrossan, Alberta, Mike Bossy of Hamilton. Watch these two gentlemen get psyched up for this one. Ron Hyatt of Alberta, Mike Bossy of Ontario. And Ontario took the team competition. We'll see who takes this match.
Mike Bossy trying to drag him down using the drag hook method. He's in a bit better position here. He's got wrist control.
Once again, the elbows must stay on the pads.
Although Ron has a better shoulder position. And now he is in the winning position here. Mike Bossy's trying to hang on now.
Ron Hyatt didn't get off to a good start, but he finishes this one. Hyatt is the winner in the heavyweight category, 243 pounds plus. We've got plenty more arm wrestling to come. The men will go left-handed, the women too, when we return to Ottawa. Back to Ottawa and the 1992 Smirnoff Canadian Arm Wrestling Championship. This event has been held in a number of Canadian cities, but few of the venues can match the atmosphere offered by the Topaz Palace, one of Ottawa's thriving entertainment centers. This is a place with a little touch of Las Vegas on the shores of the Rideau Canal, and has provided an outstanding venue for this year's championship.
We got the idea from a place in New York we were visiting. We went throughout North America visiting different sites, and this resulted from an ambition of a few owners put together that we decided to create a upper scale billiard nightclub. We took the ever so negative, I guess, connotation of the pool hall that was once portrayed, and we gave it a new dimension. We gave it new heights, looking at it from a positive point of view, and we combined it with this New York, Las Vegas theme throughout.
And now the spectators of the Topaz Palace will see the women's competition. We'll start in the 99 pounds and under category. Kim Smalley of Alliston, Ontario on the right, Arlette Hinks of Regina on the left.
Referees setting them up. Competitors trying to get the all-important grip at the start.
There we go.
And Kim Smalley is our champion in the women's 99-pound category. Move on now to the 110-pound category, and here we see the first entry in the family competition. Colette Breeson of North Bay against Irene Jalbert of Saskatchewan. Colette Breeson's daughter will arm wrestle in just a moment. This is the women's 110-pound class.
Colette has a good position here. She's top rolling Irene.
And this one is over. Colette Brisson wins it. The 110-pound class is hers. And now she'll take a seat and see if her daughter Patricia can make it a double for the Brisson family. Patricia is in the 121-pound class, taking on Nancy Vano of Nova Scotia.
Patricia very hyped for this, obviously. And she takes her over with a top roll.
A matter of seconds for Patricia Brisson to complete the daily double for her family. And now let's meet one of the true powers in Canadian women's arm wrestling. Nancy Locke of Orleans, Ontario is in the spotlight.
Just before a competition, I have to lose a bit of weight, so 2-3 hours a day I try to do a lot of Stairmaster walking to lose a bit of pound. And 5 months about before the Canadian or the Worlds, I try and train very, very hard with weights for strength, then I slowly lose weight to do my category.
So you have to be in pretty good shape to do this, do you?
Yes, you have to be mentally and physical.
Do you sort of focus on I notice you separate yourself from the crowd and you go by yourself. What's this all about?
When I go up on stage, I sometimes forget who I just pulled against. I don't even know what the girl looks like. I just talk to myself. I talk to my arm usually. I always think positive. I go up there and I'm going to win, I'm going to win, I'm going to win. This girl's not going to move my arm. And I don't see anything else but my hand or my arm and the table and the ref. And I listen to the ref all the time because for the ready go. And after I win, then I open up and I see, oh, this is the girl I pulled against, and then I go up to people and say, did I do good? I don't remember if I did this or did that because I'm so psyched up. It's very important.
What's your record? Have you lost any at all? I haven't seen you lose any.
I never lost lightweight in my life yet. Nobody ever beat me in my category since '87, since I started.
Undefeated in her career is Nancy Locke, and Mike Haig, that's an impressive record.
She certainly is an impressive arm wrestler, Gord. She even defeats some of the gentlemen who dare to challenge her.
And now she meets Barb Schlegel of St. Mary's, Ontario. This is the women's 132-pound category, and Nancy Locke is the heavy favorite here.
Barb's only been wrestling a short time, but she's done remarkably well.
Nancy Locke is a lock, though. She takes that one in just an instant. Nancy Locke is once again the champion, and her perfect record remains intact. She has still not been beaten in any competition, and Nancy Locke is the true superstar in the women's competition. Now, Angie Jensen on the left of Edmonton taking on Penelope Mantis of Toronto. This is the women's 154-pound category. And it's a quick win for Angie Jensen, who has another Canadian title to her credit, a title in a sport once known only for male competitors.
There's not a lot of women involved in arm wrestling right now, but the ones that are there mean business.
What, are they that tough?
You bet they're tough. They train hard for it. And I know I spend many hours a week in the gym, and I spend a lot of time on the arm wrestling table practicing, and that's what it takes to get here and do well.
You know, and I have to admire your dedication to the thing because there is no professional circuit. What are you after? Like, what are you trying to prove?
Just the glory of a title. The fact that all that work pays off, all that sweat and hard work, and you become a Canadian champion or perhaps a world champion. That makes it worth it. Just that split-second feeling when you jump off that table and you won.
Well, women arm wrestlers are rare, but check out Gail Byrne of the Yukon, a female arm wrestler from the territories.
Well, I've always enjoyed arm wrestling and leg wrestling and different sports like that. And 85 is the first year that I had gone into it. And I was a meat wrapper at that point in time and could beat a few guys, so I thought it time to try it in a competition. I had gotten third the first year, didn't place the second, and took Northern Canadian in 87. And then I stayed away from it for 4 years, came back this year and got Northern Canadian again.
It's an all-northern battle. On the right is Gail Byrne of the Yukon. She's taking on Hubba Haraba, also of the Yukon, the women's heavyweight category, and the championship goes to Gail Byrne in this all-northern battle.
Gail is the winner and Hubba in second place. 1 second.
And to wrap up the women's competition, world champion Leanne Dufresne, 176 pounds plus, taking on Sue Morrison. And it's another quick match as Leanne Dufresne adds to her trophy case with the Canadian Championship in the women's 176 pound plus class. We'll have more from Ottawa in just a moment. Welcome back to Ottawa and the Smirnoff Canadian Arm Wrestling Championship. Before we get underway with the men's left-handed competition, let's hear from our meet director, the vice president of the Canadian Arm Wrestling Federation, Rick Blanchard.
This Canadian Championship, can it get bigger than it is right today? I mean, I know you had over 300 entries, but can it get bigger?
I don't know if it can get bigger. It is getting bigger every year, so I don't know what else we can do to make it even bigger. Maybe the World Championship would be even bigger than this one.
Right now, we're looking at the left-handed competition and a rematch of an earlier bout. Luc Faubert of Ottawa, Wayne Kassoan. Kassoan was the winner right-handed. We'll see who takes it when they wrestle southpaw.
I think Luke's looking to get back at Wayne for the earlier loss. Rick Barbet setting them up.
Ready, go!
And right into the hook. Pretty evenly matched right now. Luke has the advantage now. He's got wrist control. Shoulders in there a lot tighter.
And it's a championship for Luc Faubert. Indeed, he does get his revenge against Wayne Kassoan. So a Canadian championship is heading to Ottawa with Luc Faubert.
Inside John Vidal.
Now we'll move to the under 154-pound category. John Vidal of Ottawa, Denny Dubray of Montreal. And the strap has been applied here as the two wrestlers slipped out early. And it's another quick match. John Vidal is the winner in the left-handed category for under 154 pounds. Plenty of reason to smile as there's a Canadian championship for John Vidal wrestling in his hometown. Now, Phil Stoppard of Barrie. Serge Usero of Montreal, 176 pounds is the category.
And they're in the hook again. Two very strong competitors here.
And it is over. Usero is the champion. Serge Usero of Montreal with a quick surge takes the Canadian Championship left-handed in the 176-pound class. And we'll get a look now at another Quebec arm wrestler. Steve Morneau of Gatineau, Quebec against Murray Park of London, Ontario. 198 pounds is the class here. And the class of that field is Steve Morneau of Gatineau, Quebec. And now we see again Gary Goodridge of Barrie, Ontario, a champion right-handed, taking on Mike Gould of Port Perry. 220 pounds is the class here, and again, Goodridge would have to be the favorite.
And they're right in tight. Mike Gould got his work cut out for him. Gary's got an amazing left hand. He's not giving up though. Mike's hanging on. They're in the hook. Mike's struggling to get better hand position. Gary's got his arm just locked in tight.
Goodrich tried him a couple of times early on in this match, but couldn't get him down, and now it seems like they're locked into a battle of wills. Mike Gould hanging in there. What a tough match this has become.
Mike Gould's giving it everything he's got, using every trick in the book.
Now Gary Goodrich is smiling here. He doesn't seem to be expending much energy.
He's trying to psych out his opponent a little bit, making him see there's no effort involved on his part.
Goodrich tried him again. This has been the longest match of this competition. Look at the leverage that Goodrich is trying to get. Give Mike Gould credit. He's hanging right in there against a Canadian champion who's one of the best in the world. Look at Goodrich. Cool as a cucumber in there. Tries him one more time. Can't get him down. Again. Mike Gould just won't quit, and now he tries to get the advantage on Goodrich. What a match this is. More than 400 pounds of arm wrestlers going at it. And no one has the clear advantage right now. They must be exhausted at this point.
Comes down to the question of who has the most stamina at this point.
Once again, the elbows must stay on the pads. First wrestler to put the forearm through the barrier wins it. Goodrich tries him again, and finally he does it. What a match. Gary Goodrich and Mike Gould, and Goodrich has his second Canadian title, but he had to expend every bit of energy he had to win it. Now, 221 to 242 pounds. Michael Waugh of Montreal, Garvin Lewis of Barrie.
He's going up, he's going up, he's going up, he's going up.
And they've got a tough act to follow.
Right there, don't move. You go.
And this match much quicker. Garvin Lewis of Barrie is the champion in the under 242-pound class, left-handed. And now our final bout, 243 pounds plus. Stu Ritchie of Regina, Dan Goyette of Ottawa.
Keep it out. Don't move. Go.
And it's another quick match. In fact, it looked as if Stu Ritchie was injured in that bout as he grabs his left shoulder. And so we've crowned the champions in arm wrestling, a sport once only competed in bars.
Believe it or not, I did start doing it that way, and then I met John Miaznik years ago, and I started going from there, and it's been history since then, and we have evolved a long ways from that. It's like you see today, it's become a very gentlemanly sport, and I found that the camaraderie amongst the arm wrestlers is just phenomenal. Everybody just gets along great. It's going very well.
Our congratulations to our 1992 Canadian champions. For Mike Haig, I'm Gord Miller. So long from the Topaz Palace and the 1992 Smirnoff Canadian Arm Wrestling Championship.